this is Eric with CAD Avenue, and today we'll be getting into another video series, three-part series called CAD Foundations. This is part one, covering CAD variables and what CAD variables do. Now, a lot of people don't even know what a CAD variable is when they first start out. So I'm kind of demystifying some of all that in this 8-minute video. But essentially what a variable is a way of getting into a setting directly without having to hunt for it through a dialog box or a pull down, for example. So as a support guy for almost 10 years, usually some of these questions that come in are easily handled by a simple variable. So sometimes people will call me and they'll say, well, how do I turn on this menu? Or how do I enlarge my points? I can't see the points in my drawing. Am I auto-saving my drawing, and how do I check that? Or how do I minimize the ribbon and enlarge my workspace? So these are some of the questions that are more easily handled just by knowing that CAD variable or setting. In previous lessons, you've always seen me use the command line to launch things like mirror, move, copy, and so forth. But there's something many CAD users don't realize. The command line isn't just for commands. So as you type a command in the command bar, for example, here I'm just typing MEN, notice the list appears, but then notice that the entries are color-coded. And in this example, the yellow entries are showing you where the system variables lie. Think of a variable as a setting that you can change simply by typing its name. So it acts similar to a command, but it's actually not a command. So the point is, instead of searching through menus and dialog boxes, type in the variable name, press enter, and change the setting right from the command line. So today we're going to uncover 10 powerful system variables that you can start using right away. And you don't need to memorize them. The important thing really is knowing that they exist. Once you understand how system variables work, you can start discovering hundreds more of them on your own. Notice also on the list here, on the right side, there's a question mark. By clicking that question mark, it's going to explain exactly what that variable does. So our first variable is called DYNMODE, and this controls the dynamic input display beside your cursor. Just try typing DYNMODE, press enter, and you'll see the current value, which you can change. If you're not sure to start with DYNMODE, try the value of 3, and that enables both a tooltip at your cursor and also helps you with dimensional input. Notice how when I type in the tooltip, the variables are also preceded by their own icon, in this case, a gear icon. So cursor size is a variable which controls the size of your crosshairs. If you wanted your crosshairs to go 100%, you would just put in the number 100. And that's great for aligning objects across a large drawing. Some people prefer that, some people don't. If you prefer a smaller cursor, try the value at 5 or 10 to see what that does to your cursor size. Aperture controls the size of the object snap target. So in other words, how close your cursor needs to be before it finds the object snap. So if you sometimes struggle to acquire a snap, try increasing that value to around 10. The selection cycling. Have you ever clicked on an object only to discover that there were 3 objects underneath that object? So this is where selection cycling comes in. It controls whether CAD lets you choose between overlapping objects. I'd recommend trying a value of 2, which will display the selection cycling badge whenever multiple objects overlap. Or if selection cycling is getting in the way currently, you can temporarily turn it off by just setting that to 0, coming back to it later, and then turning it back on with 2. As you're typing these in, Again, they're just like commands, so they're going to pre-populate. You won't have to type the whole selection cycling keyword, just the very first few letters, and you'll see it appear in your list. So let's talk about pick first. This controls whether or not you can select objects before starting a command. Most users expect to select first and then choose move, copy, erase. For that reason, I recommend leaving this set to 1. Now, the opposite of that would be setting it to 0. That would be starting the command before selecting your objects. Now, variables either ask for a number, or they ask for a yes or no, or they might ask for a on-off. Keep in mind, on-off is the same as 1 and 0. PDMODE is another good one. It controls how point objects are displayed. If you've ever had a series of points in your drawing and you can't find them, try setting that to a value of 34. You'll be able to see those points much more easily. PDSIZE is similar to PDMODE. It just sets the size of the points, so you can adjust those either up or down. I always like the setting of 3, the fixed size based on drawing units. So give that a try. If you're enjoying today's series and would like to learn more about CAD from the ground up, be sure to contact me through our forum at cadavenue.com/support. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. MENUBAR, another super important variable. So if you're one to work in a classic interface and you need the file, edit, view menus on top of the ribbon, you'll need to set the menu bar to a value of 1, and that's going to turn those back on. That one can get turned off by accident, and people struggle trying to find out where that setting really is. SAVETIME is another super important variable, and this controls how often CAD creates an autosave. So the value is entered in minutes, and I usually recommend the value of 10 for 10 minutes. If CAD or Windows crashes, you'll be glad that was turned on. And our last variable is ribbon minimized, and this controls how much of the ribbon is displayed. If you'd like a little bit more drawing space, try the value of 1, which minimizes the ribbon down to just the tabs. The nice thing about this setting is once you click on a tab, the ribbon maximizes, and then as soon as you're done with it, it minimizes back again, so you have a lot more drawing space to work with. The next time you're looking for an option, try typing the first few letters into the command line to see if that variable exists. And there's a good chance that the setting you're looking for is already there. If you found this video helpful, I appreciate a thumbs up. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me what your favorite system variable is, or maybe there's one that you use every day that I didn't mention. So just leave it in the comments below. I'm always looking for new tips to share in future videos. I'll see you in the next lesson.